Hi guys, that's DJ RSNF88 speaking, and you join me for a Mk1 comparison video, which will hopefully give you as much information as possible, well, as I can muster up, about between three types of Mk1, model Mk1, which are available on the market at the moment in 00 scale, and hopefully give you an idea on which is the best for you, for best value, best detail, and well, basically to build up your fleet of Mk1 coaches. So anyway, let's cut back to my comparison video, which I had to cut due to it being too long, and have a look at comparing three types of Mk1 together. So anyway, hope you enjoy. On to a comparison now. If I zoom out, if I roll in from the left, no, the right, sorry, first, we have the famous Batman Mk1, and if we roll in from the left, a very, very familiar coach, one of my most popular videos, and it is the famous $3.99 Mk1 bargain Mk1 coach. Now we'll start with the Batman, being the premium range and the model of choice up until this Hornby one. It is extremely well detailed. First of all, you probably noticed it has got metal wheels. It has also got a different coupling system. Hornby's is a small pocket coupling, but I got a funny feeling it is it a NEM pocket? Yeah, it's a NEM pocket, but it's attached to the bogie. Batman have a little spring-loaded system, which is not attached to the bogie. It's actually attached to the body. I got a funny feeling, but it swivels basically without the bogie swiveling. I'm not sure if I can show you this, but well, yeah, it does, but without moving the coach. Also, the end detail is separately fitted. The handrails are very much like Hornby's. Whoops, just knocked the roof off the log hut thing. They are moulded but painted out, separately, sort of thing. The glazing is again excellent. As you can see, you got the window at the top of the window there. It is quite thin, but strangely not as thin as Hornby's. So I'm not sure which is more accurate here. But quite a lot of people are, saying that Hornby's is extremely accurate and very good value. But quite a lot of people choose the Batman ones because it is more, well, it's just a better detailed model in a way. Obviously at a cost. It's around, they retail for around £25. Hornby's premium version of this, which will still have moulded ends and all that, but have metal wheels and a better livery, will still will retail for around £23. And the ones with the lighting will retail for around 30. So it'd be hard to judge between the premium range one without lighting and that one. It'd be a few pounds cheaper, but I can see people getting more of those in the premium range due to it being a better detailed model. Anyway, other features that this one has, it also has no smoking signs in the windows, and of course if I go onto this end you could see that there's the C1 marking, which the Hornby one doesn't have. Another thing about the Batman one, which is quite interesting, which Hornby has up on Batman's, is that there's a little socket under there and you can separately fit a knuckle coupling. Well, Hornby's already comes pre-attached. As you can just see it there. I can't zoom in because I can't get my hand onto the zoom button. But there you can see it's already pre-attached to the model, which is absolutely excellent. Again, you can see the roof. We got the separately fitted piping, which trails all the way down on the front of the corridor down the side there. I'm not sure if you can see that. But yeah, it's a very, very good model. I have a number of these in different liveries. I have some BR blue and grey ones, some BR green ones, and also three maroon ones of different types to build up the Pines Express rake, which I'm going to use to add lots of Hornby ones to really fill out the rake. But as you can see, the livery, there is hardly any difference between them. And also the lining, which you see on the side, the two lines, the one there, the one halfway at the body and one at the top, line up absolutely perfectly with the Batman one, and so they go together in a rake, and you can hardly tell the difference. So they go perfect together, which is good. I'm not sure about the corridor, but I think the corridor is rubber on this one, or it might be separately fitted section of plastic. I don't know, but I know it's separately fitted because I can see a join line down the side. I got a funny feeling. I probably said that wrong, or might have got that wrong, but it looks about right. There's no sprung buffers on this one. They are, or is it? I don't know. Let's have a little go a minute. No sprung buffers. Then we move on to the famous $3.99 coach. Now, this coach was extremely good value. I say was, you can't get them anymore unless you apply to the magazine straight through on the internet. But that means you'll probably have to buy every single magazine from the collection. That means basically subscribe to them. Obviously, the only real good magazine was the first one, as you've got this coach and a section of track. Other ones include buildings and bits of track, but no other coaches and stuff, and it's a bit of a rip-off, basically, I would say, after that. This one does have metal wheels, but they are quite of poor quality. I would say poor. Well, they're quite. It's quite a heavy running coach, if you know what I mean. Hold it a minute. If don't mind if I pause the review here a second. My camera's flashing up as out of battery, so I'm just going to pause the review here and plug it in, or otherwise we're going to have a bit of trouble. So I'll be back in a second. Right. Sorry about that delay. Where were we? But we now got power, so it won't run out on us. Well, we were on the Bogies. The Bogies are actually surprisingly quite good. Quite a lot of the, well, basically when these came out on the market, modelers snapped these up. I bought in total around 12 of these. They were not all for myself. I bought a few for Chris, or Brazil 2044, as he couldn't find any. So I think I bought him 3 or 4 of them. I gave them to him at the where did I see him to? At Swindon, at the Swindon Model Railway Exhibition at Steam, the Swindon Railway Festival, and he bought them off me there. You know, because it basically said, he goes, if you could pick some up for me, I'll pay you for them. Another 3 or so I gave to my good friend, #1 classic car fan, again, Chris. His name's Chris. So I gave him 3 of those. So they're not all for myself, but I've got about 6 of these in total. I'm sure it doesn't add up, but yeah. Anyway, I know I've got 6 for myself. Again, now this coach is strangely very resembles both the Hornby and the Mk1 coach in a sense of some of the features. The body is very much like the Hornby, new Hornby version, with many of the features, well, nearly all the features being moulded. Again, the door handles are moulded. They're not separately, oops, got to focus. They're not separately, sorry, it's because the camera's plugged in. They're not separately painted. The delivery applied to this one is very basic. It's just coloured plastic, but it is quite close to the maroon, so they don't look too out of place in the rake. Funny enough, the lining again is the correct height, although it is slightly thicker, I think. But it is the correct height for the other 2, so again, it wouldn't look out of place in a rake. Now the corridor is very basic. Normally it will have like a ribbed effect down the side. Well, obviously you know what a corridor looks like, but instead it's just flat plastic and has been separately fitted. Funny enough, it does have a brown door, which is pretty good. Again, the piping steps is all moulded, no sprung buffers. The glazing is not actually half bad in it. One thing that is a few odd things about it is the roof. The roof is extremely plasticky grey colour. Quite a few people have repainted it. I haven't got around to repainting mine as of yet. But yeah, basically most of the body looks like the Hornby one, but when you go into the chassis, it looks more like a Mk1 one. The first feature is, of course, the coupling. Again, it's a small link coupling. It's not a NEM, I don't think. But if I move my hand out of the way, it actually functions like the Mk1 one. It has a spring-loaded thing. It's not attached to the bogie like the Hornby one. Sorry there. But a few people have removed the spring due to it causing the train to derail. So far, I haven't had trouble with these derailing. But they are, well, I had trouble with them derailing, as I said, but quite a few people have. Another sort of letdown on this coach, but then again, you can't go wrong for $3.99, is that the underframe is actually moulded. Obviously, that bit there should be see-through, as is on the Hornby and, of course, the Mk1. But most of the stuff is there, which is very surprising, which made these coaches very, very popular. One problem with it is extremely heavy runner. I mean, it's got metal wheels, but it's much heavier than the Batman one, so it's got quite a lot of weight in there, which is good. But it doesn't roll as far. Some of them, one of them had a broken wheel in the box, and the ironic thing is you can't replace the wheels. The wheels are slightly different. They've got a shorter axle than the Hornby or Batman one, so you can't replace it with Hornby or Batman wheels, which is quite annoying. So I'm going to use that coach as a spare or something other. You could take the bogies off and all that and shift them around. So one of them is out of action before I even got it. But the ones that do run smooth, they run quite smooth, but they are extremely heavy, which is why I prefer the Hornby one and the Batman ones, not just for detail and all that, but also because they're slightly lighter. Well, that one's slightly lighter and that one's extremely lighter. But overall, they're all very good coaches. Now, what one would I recommend? Well, if you're a budget beginner and you are very lucky to find one of these, I would get the $3.99 coach due to its extremely good value. Only problem with it though is obviously the plastic roof and the few details that I mentioned, but also the fact, and the part of it being apart from it being also very hard to find, and you probably have to sub to the magazine, is the weight of it. It's just very heavy. You can't put very many on a rake, so that's the sort of point there. Then if you're looking for, on the other hand, if you're looking for a very detailed model, I would go for the Batman, purely because it is the most accurate, I think, according to reviews. It's the most detailed, it's the most, basically it's the one that professional modelers would go for. Very nice. Again, it's slightly heavy, so you can't put as many in a rake. Sometimes, like the other one, they do have a habit of derailing, but this one, I haven't had any trouble with mine, like that one, so all's good. But the one I would highly recommend is the railroad version of Hornby's new Mk1. It is just amazing value at around £16. You can't get much better. It's got plastic wheels, which doesn't matter because its running is absolutely superb. The livery is very well applied, although you don't get as the little markings and stuff, but that doesn't matter when it's going around in a rake. It's excellent rake filler. It's you could get more in a rake, and of course you get more for the value of money as well. So I would highly recommend the Hornby one. That's my choice out of the Mk1s. And I look forward to seeing Hornby making more of these. I would love to see a BR blue and grey one, because I have a few Batman BR blue and grey ones. I have 4, but I would really much like to extend the rake without, on a budget, and basically, I don't want any like old second-hand Lima ones or anything. I want something that would blend in perfectly, which is quite light, so I can make a long train, and also very good value for money. Which value on money is that one there. You'd probably be, well, that one technically is best value for money, but one that's easy to get hold of, detail-wise, livery-wise, and just all in design and realism, design value for money. It's got to be the Hornby one. So anyway, this has been my slightly long review and comparison of the Hornby, the new Hornby Mk1 coach. If you would like to see my 4 in action, please do check out my 5MT running video, where you can see all 4 being hauled by the beautiful Batman 5MT. So anyway, this has been SDJRSNF88 speaking, and thanks for watching.